Welcome, AfterBuzzers. You are watching the after show for Notorious, where tonight we discuss the last 2 episodes of the season, Choice and Taken. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, welcome, AfterBuzzers. We are back. It's been a while. We've been off for a little bit. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong. We are down a couple of hosts, but we are joined by the lovely Jessica Williams. Where can they find you?
Hey, what's up, everyone? You can find me on Twitter at @IM_Miss Jessica.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. We have so much to discuss.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, man, what a series it's been. It's so sad the last 2 episodes.
So good.
But yeah, it really got
So
good, right?
good, yeah.
Oh my God. We'll talk a little bit about Choice first, and before we go into Taken. But I love the whole setup, the whole Maya and her mother Dana, and we now have this sex scandal, and Dana's been at the network. So what do you think of this sort of turn where Jake wants Dana to now go on and defend her daughter?
Okay, that was crazy. I mean, first off, why would she go back on the show?
Yeah.
That's what she said. Like, why? You guys exposed my sex tape the last time. But I think because since the episode opened with Maya going to prison, and I felt like they wanted to put so much emphasis on it, they slowed it down. You know, they showed her entering, her thumbprints, her taking the picture. It was like this young girl.
Dramatic, yeah.
So dramatic, the build-up. So your heart goes out to her. And I think that Jake used that to the mother's advantage to say, you know what, your daughter, you're all that she has.
Yeah.
You're the only one that can make a statement for her.
And I think what we found out a little bit more about Dana was that there was more to the story of her having lied about this story, in the past. What do you think about that revelation?
Yeah, about her lying about
the story and why she was disgraced. That it was actually a little bit more to that story.
It
and
was.
Yeah.
That was a shocker. The fact that she was pregnant, and then she was pregnant by the head of the network.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my goodness. And you know what? I think that it's interesting how shows like to tie in what is currently going on, because it was kind of ironic because of the whole scandal at Fox News, like real time, with Gretchen and her allegations towards the Fox CEO. So I think they kind of brought that in.
They do a lot of rip from the headlines.
They
kind
do
of stuff here,
to bring awareness to it, to kind of say, you know what, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
In the news and in occupations where women feel like they're pressured into situations.
Yeah, and she really wanted to. She didn't want to disgrace the position of disgrace the fact that she was the first woman anchor, and so that was really important for her because she felt that women had been disadvantaged, and she didn't want to ruin that.
Yeah,
so
that's so tough.
I love the way they address these different issues.
They did. I think the viewers could relate to that.
Yeah.
And say like, ugh. And then unfortunately, because of it all, she lost her job, and he's still running this whole network. So
exactly.
It's like always on the woman.
Yeah, it's a little too real. But so now she makes a decision. She's going to go on. She's going to actually host. What did you make of that decision? I thought it was bizarre at best, but and it backfired, as we saw.
It did. You know what I loved? I love Luis's face. She's at the bar in Mexico, and it's like going live, and she's like, out of everybody, this is the person that they choose.
She got a little bit of, like, I guess, what she deserved, given the way she treated Dana, and not knowing the full story.
And how they secretly went against the chair's will, the network.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I don't buy that they're sick with food poisoning. They went to go do that interview.
Wait, so do we think now that Dana, this confession that she's made, is real?
You know what? That was hard. I really had to think about it, because at first it was like, shocker.
Yeah. And
then I was like, you know what? A mother would do anything for her daughter. And I think what made that kind of twist was the line that she said when she said, this is my chance to prove myself loyal to my daughter. I wasn't there for her in the past, but now I can be.
Yeah.
And I think it was kind of mysterious how they had the gloves with the gun going into the safe deposit box.
Yeah.
So the one thing I question is, okay, what if they did find the gun in her safe deposit box that she said, but maybe she found it on site
and it's covering up for somebody.
Yes. That's what I thought. She was trying to hide it to save her daughter.
Yeah, she might think Maya did it. So, well, hopefully we get some answers. We'll have to come up with that in our predictions a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other big, I guess, bombshell of this episode is another rip from the headlines. We got El Toro. Not El Chapo, but El Toro.
I said that earlier. I was like, El Chapo, wait, El Toro.
So yeah, what did you think of that new development? It was kind of scary watching Louise get in the car and be approached.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Like, just thinking as a female getting into a car, and you know, when you unlock your door, sometimes it unlocks all of them, and that's so realistic. That could really happen.
Yeah.
And so she handled herself so well. She was so calm and was like, okay, my purse is here. I don't know what I would have done, you know, trying to fight somebody. But yeah, I think it was very mysterious.
Yeah.
And you could kind of see the cynical side of Louise, her little smirk on her face when she found out why he was there. She's like, ooh, this could advance my career.
We know LHL comes first, right?
Right,
so, yeah.
always.
And she immediately, obviously, she runs to go to Julia. And I love that. Why does Julia even open the door? She's in there with her new guy.
Yeah.
Why does she even bother to open the door? But I guess it's Louise late at night. You got to open the door. I love that whole reaction.
Yeah.
What do you think about this relationship, though, between her and Max?
Okay, so I think secretly, deep down, I want her to be with Jake.
Well,
I don't know.
Doesn't everyone, right?
I know.
Like, we kind of all
I
feel
love
it.
that dynamic, and so this guy, I'm like, the DA, he's okay. But I think that he thinks about himself a lot, and I don't really like the way that he was entered into the show. He was kind of like the bad guy, so that's on me. And then, but I thought the scene was cute, and they're all trying to be, you know, romantic, and then she's like, da, 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 da. But he was a little nosy. Did you think so?
Yeah.
I was like, who eavesdrops?
Like, why are you piecing together my story?
Right.
But what I like about what I noticed they do with him, they make him the villain, but they always make him the villain with like a really good heart or good intention.
Yeah.
Like, even though he, like, you know, the episode he wanted Jake in jail, even though he wanted him in jail, it was because he genuinely believed he was guilty at that point. So they always kind of give him some sort of redeemable quality to kind of make you root for him a little bit.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're right. You said it best. He has a good heart.
Yeah, so they, but he
not
always
trying
seems
to be
to be on the
spiteful.
wrong side of the, you know,
Right.
where you
The
want him to be.
justice, DA, always about that justice.
So yeah, they make this decision now to go down to Mexico. Smart decision or bad decision? What would you have done?
That's hard. I mean, just thinking about the journalistic side, it's like, okay, that would have been an amazing story, but there's so many risks.
Yeah.
I think what I would have done, had I had gone, I would have told more people.
Yeah.
She should have told Jake, you know,
Yeah.
not just her assistant Megan. I mean, she should have let more people know.
But
I think,
should she have? Because now we know what happened when too many people know. Because then the Max sent the federale down there,
Yeah.
and that's ultimately what happened. Why she got kidnapped.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Jake is smart with his information. I mean, just as easy as she said, I have an assignment to go on. He's like, oh, where? She's like, I can't talk about it. He's like, understood.
Yeah.
They have this mutual respect.
Yeah.
And I think that he would have done better protecting her.
Yeah, I think it's all leading to us eventually going,
Yeah.
come on, get with Jake, get with Jake.
I know. It's like, what is this dynamic? But yeah, it was crazy. I mean, that kidnapping.
Yeah, that was a scene, right? That was a tough scene to watch even.
And it was played out so well. I mean,
Yeah.
she was so peaceful, and then boom, boom,
Yeah.
they knocked down the doors, and the struggle.
Yeah, and I thought initially that was just the way they were going to get them to the...
I did
Yeah,
too.
I was like, why couldn't you just told them to like walk?
Right.
Yeah,
I would have
did
been
you-
like, okay, you want to tie me up? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll participate.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was like being kidnapped, like because they had seen, you know, the police.
God. Yeah.
So she
Way to ruin something.
She finally meets El Toro, the fabled
Yes.
El Toro. What did you? I kind of like his character. His character had some sort of endearment, but what did you think of his character?
I think it did. I mean, he did seem nice and like call me Carlos
Yeah.
and like that whole thing. But I don't know. He's just an evil man.
Well, yeah, he's got
you
that
know?
evil danger.
And I can't help the same actor.
Yeah.
He played on Shades of Blue with
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, and he played such an evil character. So I'm still kind of like
angry.
Yeah, I'm like
That'll happen to me every now and then. I'll carry over
right. But yeah, he. I think that he was nice
Yeah.
until he's like, oh.
Yeah,
You
but
got Julia, not Louise. Kill him. Then
Yeah.
it's like, dang, he's rootless.
yeah, my way or the highway, and the highway's like you're being thrown off.
Yeah.
And I like the dynamic when she goes to meet Ignacio, because that I thought that was a real gut check for her, where she realized that he wasn't just putting journalism first; he was putting like these other bigger themes that he thought were more important than just journalism or even his life. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I think that she did kind of take it back some. And I also think that she probably was a little relieved because, with her thinking that he was, gone,
Yeah.
he was killed. And so she's like, okay, I may have a little bit of hope. And I think that it put her job in perspective all the way around. And I think that's what kind of triggered the stuff that he was saying. She's like, okay, let me see what I can do. Like she has good instincts. And then she's really good at devising a plan quickly.
Yeah.
With being under that pressure, she's in there in the hut with her pajamas on, trying to.
Because I was wondering the entire time, I was like, what's she going to interview him in?
Right, right.
I was like, where is she going to get clothes? She can't be in the pajamas. But of course, El Toro had some provisions, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think going forward, that scene will be really important, I think, for how she processes the news and what she does with it in future seasons, because at least for me, I saw this sort of mental, when he said, and I'll even give my life for it if I have to. It's more important than just telling the story that would make me famous. I thought something seemed to register in her.
Right.
And I love that she tried to negotiate for his release too.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was. But can we go back for a moment? There's this one little part when they first arrived and they got off that nice plane and they're like, okay, do you have your electronics? And they're like, okay. When they threw their electronics down and shot it up, my heart dropped like it was my iPhone.
But I was like, why? Yeah, there's no need.
No! They were so calm about it. I mean, yes, they're, on TV, they have money, they can replace it, but I mean, did you back it up on the cloud?
Yeah. My photos, my gallery.
I'm like, all the data, like that held on to me like the whole episode. I was mad for them.
Yeah, I thought that was unnecessary. There's no need.
Unnecessary. Just hold it until I'm ready.
But it certainly let them know it was real. They knew getting there. I actually like when, we'll go back to this, but I like when Louise first walks in to see El Toro and, he offers her a drink and she immediately, oh, right, make sure you have the right one.
She's always about her
She's
booze.
ready for a drink at all times. My favorite part about her. But I thought what was interesting was they kind of showed a little bit of the corporate coldness about getting kidnapped and how these corporations deal with it, and that they had this sort of kidnap and recovery department and they're worried about insurance. What did you think about how WCN was handling the kidnapping?
Well, what I loved is Jake. Of course, he's like, I'm gonna be in that room, and I'm gonna, and I love when the head Savannah lady, she's like, Jake, what are you doing here? He was like, oh hell no, I think that's what he said. He was like, the hell I'm not, or something like that. I love that because, he knew he had a stake in this, but. It was very official. I was surprised when Savannah announced the news blackout. Yeah. That was odd. It's like, take everything off air while this is happening?
Because she wanted to make sure they didn't lose their insurance claim. Because, they had to do whatever it was by the insurance.
By the process,
so it really kind of showed a little bit of that kind of cold corporate culture that they're concerned about making sure if she's gone somehow that they get their insurance money for the kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was a little, but it's reality,
It is, and it's sad. I mean, but I mean, you're right. That's why they bring in external people because they're less connected. Yeah. But then I love that in reverse of that, everyone came on board. They're like, what can we do?
And they got kind of like, bypassed the K&R team,
like
decided, we're gonna do the Julia
We're gonna do it together.
And so, my interesting part of the episode was Avery for me. She came out, I was like, what's the point of this character? Right. And then we saw the point of that character, which deeply upset me.
I know. I was like, this girl, she's working off of emotions. If anybody shouldn't be working off of emotions, it should be the anchor who's supposed to relay the information calmly, not to upset the audience. She controls the tone of the viewers, and I think that she was very careless. And clearly, as we see both sides, Julia was about to be released, and she messed up everything by getting this crazy killer upset.
Yeah, and you saw someone who kind of, I guess, put their own sort of personal beliefs and values over, I guess, the news and what should be done. Right. And so, but you get the flip side with Ignacio who does that, and it's very noble. And with her, it was troublesome. So I like they kind of show both sides of kind of sticking to your morals and beliefs. Because typically we go, that's a great thing. She stuck to her morals and beliefs. But then I was like, shut the F up.
It was too much. But with that though, in contrast, Megan, she was a rock star.
This entire episode,
She like stepped up, and she, I love when she took that deep breath right before walking into the control room because she knew it was about to be a crazy show.
Yeah.
She's trying to juggle her emotions because she's so connected to her mentor who's now kidnapped.
Yeah.
She's EPing a show for the second time ever. So it's like all of these emotions and yeah.
And we got to do shout out to Sapita. She was here before and awesome episode for her because she went from producer and now she's in the chair giving the emotional plea. I thought it was a really, really good bit of acting from her.
It was so good.
So what did we think about now? So Louise goes in, it's her time to shine, and you know she's got some different ideas. What do you think about her rapport with El Toro?
It was interesting. It was kind of like a tango to me. You know, it was kind of flirty, kind of very confident. I didn't think that she feared him, and I think that it was troublesome, his proposal for her to be a permanent reporter.
like
creepy, yeah.
I did like that she tried to go for that gun though.
Oh my gosh.
But she had to be smarter than that. Of course he's gonna check that bag.
I know. It's like, did that bag ever leave your sight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. That was weird. And but you know what I honestly thought before she reached for the gun?
Yeah.
I thought that she was gonna take the glass and smash it on his head.
Oh, because they showed the wine bottle and the glass.
Yeah, and I was like, the bottle's too far for reach. But she's like, yeah, pour me up, some wine, that red wine.
Yeah, you could see she was kind of thinking the wheels were
what
turning.
can I do? But then I was like, if she did that, I didn't feel like she could really get away because all of his people
are right there.
were willing to shoot anybody.
And so that was the thing. I was like, so at this point, I'm thinking, how are they going to get out of the situation? And then here comes this crazy plan. We had Bradley and it was Ella. And they decide that they found Emilio and they're going to go approach this guy. I love that I never see what's coming on the show because I didn't know that was going to go down that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that little crazy twist?
Well, I think that twist really introduced the DA into it. This team of people that we were just talking about. It's like, okay, now he's on board and he got them the passes to get into the jail cell. And I honestly gambled in my head with if we could trust the nephew or not.
Yeah.
Because he did say, oh, well, no, that would be a setup. Maria, the mistress, she's going to lie and she's not, let me tell you really where to go.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, who is lying, Maria or, the nephew? And so I was worried watching that scene. But I loved how Jake kind of took the limited information that he had and he used it to his advantage.
Yeah, and I thought it was a brilliant piece when they meet Maria, and Maria sends him some wrong coordinates, and Jake's already gotten taken care of.
And that was a gamble, because he didn't. I mean, he was waiting for the person to text him more information.
Yeah.
So all he knew is that his, that his partner knew where.
Yeah.
And he didn't know where, so he kind of was like, "Oh, well, that was wrong." So it was like, "No, it's not," or she was like, "Oh, dang, I'm caught."
Yeah.
It was like one of the two. But can I just say, when Jake walked up through that desert to save Louise. Like after, she's there alone. She just got shot up almost,
Oh, yeah.
When he came from behind, I was like, oh my gosh.
That
was my
night?
part.
Yeah.
He came like a cowboy. He had on his boots and he had a gun and he was just looking so sexy. I must say, I have to say for the ladies, Jake was looking.
They give you a little bit of that on the show. They make sure to give you some eye candy, some shirtless scenes.
That was a perfect little scene, yes. Oh, man.
In contrast, my heart was sinking when I saw him and Louise arrive at the compound and get immediately taken. I'm just knowing what we know that
far at all.
Yeah, because we knew that Julia could get released, and we're just like, oh, now he's got more leverage.
More leverage, more hostages, more people. I mean, and just as quick as he's like, kill the lawyer.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And if they don't have that piece of information, Jake's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. We had so many. What could you see happening in the future? Actually, we'll just go right into predictions from here.
Okay.
So we got prediction music? Predictions. There we go.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
I like it.
There's so many places we can go because I feel like we have so many things to look forward to. So what were your predictions for next season?
Well, I appreciate the cliffhanger at the very least because, of course, right now, as we know, we don't know if Notorious will be renewed or not.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
I love this show.
Yeah.
And when from the very first episode, and I think that because it was a new show, people, though, several things. It's a new show. It came right in the middle of TGIT, which is like the hottest night of the week, Shondaland. And I think people DVR the shows a lot, and they may have DVR Grey's Anatomy and then How to Get Away with Murder and kind of forgot about Notorious or didn't give it a chance. I think the first episode was very fast paced and it kind of went over some people's heads. So they're like, oh my God, I don't want to get connected to this. But it's so good.
I know, it gets richer and richer and fuller every episode.
And then them shortening it from 13 episodes.
Yeah, and I love 10. And I like the ripped out of the headlines, especially kind of now in our political environment, and having this be a cool thing where you see kind of how the way the law intersects with the media and how they put it out there.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that reflection of what's going on now and being acted beautifully.
Yeah.
So let's hope we get another season. But so if we get that season, what are we gonna see?
Yeah. Okay. Now that we got
so writers, you can listen to us here and then just write
Please,
this in.
renew it. We want to watch it. So the cliffhanger, they left us. The point that they left us was Maya possibly committing suicide. The second attempt. She already tried to hang herself in the prison last episode. I don't think she did it.
You don't think Maya?
I don't think she jumped off the bridge.
Yeah, the way it was kind of filmed, the feeling it
looked
gave
like a
you.
setup.
Yeah.
You know, the note on the windshield, the driver's license perfectly open in the front seat. I don't think she did it.
Especially with this show, they make sure they go left, so you know something's coming.
But I think, I mean, just putting it out there, maybe she was kidnapped. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because she was released, maybe the real killer of the guy from this whole scandal, maybe he came back. I don't know.
Yeah, it
didn't give us that one little cliffhanger. Didn't give us many ways to go.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah.
But except for the fact that I kind of know, I feel like she didn't commit suicide. Yeah. But what do you see for Julia and Jake? Do you see those?
Well, if the writers are good, they're going to extend this little tango.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree because I think. Because Julie and Max are working, and I'm starting to kind of root for them as a couple. I like where his heart is.
No. Jake.
And I like, but you see how this episode he kind of came back around, even Max, to help them. Like he's got some redeeming quality. He shows up, but Jake is sort of the ride or die.
Yeah.
So like Jake is always going to make sure he's got your back and he's in sync with her.
Yeah.
So I predict. I don't think there'll be a couple, but I think what you'll see is. She might have a moment with Jake where she kisses him, but she's with Max, and then that will create some sort of crisis for her.
I was gonna say maybe a super emotional moment because he came and saved her, but the next shot they were already back in the studio, so we kind of missed that moment of damsel in distress. Yeah,
but I love that one little scene. Louise, jump in. I'm like, you have to tell them to jump in. They are running into the car.
Right?
Don't worry.
Oh my God, can we talk about that? The escape.
Yeah.
The escape was so emotional.
Yeah.
Like I literally was watching it and I was almost a little misty-eyed because I mean, I just liked how they just the build up culminated to that point of them actually being able to leave and and then the workers kind of let them out the shed. Yeah. I was like, yes!
And they're watching them run out because you always see them done up and they're in these like suits and this and they were just like barefoot running out of this thing and trying to get in the car.
And they got there. It was like, it's always back to that exhale.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that. Louise, get in. I was like, they don't need to be told. They're running into the car.
That's so funny.
But yeah, and then with Megan, I do see Megan taking a bigger role. I love that last episode. She really stepped up. It was awesome.
She did that.
And Ryan and Ella, what do you think about them?
I mean, it's cute. It's so funny because it's like this little relationship off to the side that's really not like the main point, but it's like it's there and it's cute. I don't really have an opinion about it. That's how important the relationship is. No. I think it's cute.
And they seem like they're getting kind of serious. She's been living in the hotel.
Yeah, that was interesting though. Actually, the hotel situation and him trying to help her find an apartment and her kind of relating back to her past and how unstable it's been. And this is like something that's stable for her. She's a successful lawyer. However, living in a hotel is where she's comfortable.
Yeah, I think there's more. I think we'll find out a lot more about her, and she'll become more a character that we're super invested in. Coming up.
But where does he get off telling her where to live? Isn't he homeless himself?
Well, that's a man in love. So he's like, come on, we can maybe make this work.
Something else.
Yeah.
Savannah firing Darren.
Yeah, that was kind of. And I thought Darren was the head, I thought he had all the power.
Yeah, that was shocking. that Savannah lady is a savage.
Yeah, and it kind of spoke to a little bit because with Ryan saying he'll show up for dinner with the father.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna find out a lot more about Ryan as well next season and Ella. So, and I actually really loved Bradley. Bradley really stepping up in the legal role. They've really like showing off his skills. And I want to hear more. We had Jay August in here, and he said there's a lot about their relationship that's implied, and I really want to hear more about Jake and Bradley's relationship. And so I think we'll get more of that. Like, I'm hungry for next season. So yeah, it's like there's more to come.
There is, and it's like all roads lead back to Julia. I mean, when you just think about everyone jumping on board and literally risking their lives and their careers. I mean, you have Jake's law firm. Everybody went all in. You have the news station. Everyone went all in, and then you have the DA even risking his job trying to negotiate the release of Emilio. So I think that, you know, Julia is the heart and soul, and I don't know. I was kind of thinking, actually, since we were talking about predictions, what if she moved into Darren's spot as the head of the network, and Megan moved into the EP role?
I could see that, but I was actually thinking it's going to be more of Julie's going to be almost like a celebrity, right? Essentially, because everyone knows she's been released. So like she's going to have like, so will she kind of move into maybe delivering some of the news or making more appearances on the news, or how will that change the way she's viewed and how she operates?
But you're right about that. The only thing is that her interview will never be aired. They're not going to put that on TV. So
they don't need to now.
Yeah, they don't need to. So she can't really be, you know, the star of the interview. But that's a good point.
But from
People
the public
care.
of her returning, and they're going to want to see her be interviewed. So she might be the next subject of, you know, the LHL. So we hopefully have a lot to look forward to.
We do. We do.
This was a great season. So I'm so glad you were able to join us today.
I know
on the last one.
No, this was so good. I mean, we had a lot to cover with these 2 episodes. The finale, which is huge. I mean, I think that, I don't know, I'm excited. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. Everyone cross your fingers. We need a renewal.
So, well, guys, I just want to thank you for joining us. We want to thank you guys for joining us. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully you guys keep your fingers crossed for the return of Notorious. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
And I'm Jessica Williams. You can find me on Twitter at @IM_Miss Jessica and on Instagram at Miss Jessica Williams.
We'll see you guys hopefully next season.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.